Starting the potato tower once again, or trying. And this time I'm only going 80 centimeters. I left the back side so it's a little bit of a wind protection, but I also know exactly where we're going to stop. And just going to put in the potatoes and then start to fill it up a little, give it a little water, and that'll be the first round. Hopefully it'll go better than the other years. This is the third attempt. Going up to 1.20 meters was too much on the plant, and the potatoes weren't much. And yeah, so here we go. Good job. Here's the next one. Yeah, I guess you already tried that one. That'll go right there. So, let's see. Daddy will put one back there. And here. This one goes right here. Good job, sweetie. We'll see if there's much. It was a dry, sunny season, so I mean the plants did get a lot, but I probably should have watered them more. But we'll just see what there is. Now for the fun part. So I think I'm going to get some help. Not exactly the help I meant, but the other help is coming soon.
Wir gucken, ob es Kartoffeln gibt. Oh! Hey! Entschuldigung. Eine? Hier so, du kannst sie in den Korb machen. Du darfst ruhig hier rein. Du darfst auch die Schuhe ausziehen, wenn du möchtest, und hier mit rein. Oder du lässt die an und gehst einfach so mit rein.
Wo ist die Leiter?
Da.
Ah.
Und wo ist die ganze Kartoffelernte?
In the bag next to it. Oops, sorry, Zoe.
Nachdem wir haben auch schon Hundepups auf den Klamotten, ne?
Nein. Guck mal, Papa, das ist mein Garten.
Yeah, you did a wonderful job, sweetie. So, this year I've got to eat my words, or eat my ideas, and actually kind of come with it. I've tried this the last 3 years, and basically this is exactly what I found every single time. All the plants actually have no problem growing the potatoes. It's at the base of the plant. And then I think the rest of the season it spends sending the plant all the way up to the top. And then wherever you stop is where it stops. It'll keep trying to go as far as you push it. Last year I did 1.20 meters, This year, only 80. But like you can see, it only goes about 20 centimeters. In comparison, right next to the box where my daughter is sitting, there are the blue bags. And that's the original potato video I made are with these IKEA shopping bags. And they have no problem growing throughout that bag, but it does seem to be about 20 centimeters. 20, 30 centimeters above the ground. It doesn't seem to go much more than that. So as much as it pains me, and as much as I didn't want to actually complete the video because it is so disappointing, it's actually kind of breaking this myth. A friend of mine sent me this picture of this 1 meter by 1 meter perfect potato tower. You guys have maybe seen the videos as well, or the picture as well, and it's that you can get 100 pounds of potatoes in a square meter. I mean, theoretically, yeah, it would work, but like you see, I had a hose going throughout the whole pile so that it was able to get water throughout the entire thing. And everything you see here in front of you, here's what I got out of the top layer. I wish I was joking, but it's 3 potatoes. 3 potatoes out of the top layer. All the other potatoes are coming up at the bottom. I don't know exactly how many there are going to be, but the square meter, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And that's the main reason I'm kind of posting this then, is that is, as far as I could tell. I would love for somebody to prove me wrong and let me know what I'm doing wrong, but I really don't see how else I could do this any better. For comparison, I'm going to even out the dirt. I'm going to get the rest of the potatoes and show how many there actually were in the entire tower. And then I'll show like the 2 bags. I've got a 3rd bag off camera. And then I'll just kind of show so you can see for comparison. The bags are better. I might try this next year, but only go 20, 30 centimeters above, maybe 40. But even then, I have a feeling pushing 40 is just going to be pushing and wasting a lot of effort. But we'll see. Put them in there gently. Little one, huh?
Yeah, little one. Little one.
There's another one.
Try one.
Little one.
I want nur. Sie versollten ihre Moten
Yeah, very big one. Come over here so I can pull this out. Watch your feet. There are a couple more. But we're basically to the base now.
Guck mal, aussieht.
Yeah, look at that. So now we just have to get the rest out of here.
Moin.
So, in the end, we got 4.5 kilos of potatoes. Definitely not worth the work, considering with one of the blue bags and in my original video, I got 2.5 kilos in 10 weeks, and in that same year, I was running an experiment, and I got 5 kilos when I waited until the plants died off, like I did today. I mean, the key word here is experiment. I didn't know if it would actually work, but I thought I would give it a try. And after a couple of years, I definitely have a feeling that it won't work. I mean, I fertilized, I watered. This year, I mean, honestly, northern Germany is already kind of an odd place for me personally to garden, but I think in 2 months we only had 3 or 4 days of rain. So I mean, it's like it couldn't have been a better opportunity for the plants to grow. And like I said, with watering them, I mean, the only thing I can think of is maybe a little bit more watering, but there was like 60 centimeters of just dirt. And so I have a feeling that you can get them to grow. And I know there are going to be a lot of comments about, yeah, I knew this wouldn't work or something. I mean, I hope there are some constructive criticisms, because I would love for it to work. But I mean, honestly, the weather was on my side, and that's the one that I have no control over. I mean, normally I would just kind of rip it down and be done with it, but the wood is almost done. This was supposed to be just kind of a short-term experiment. I think next year it'll be totally eaten away. So I think I got one more run of it, and I'm gonna only try to basically like these blue bags, just a little experiment like that, maybe 30, 40 centimeters, and just leave it at that. And I have a feeling it'll be like the blue bags, because those work. But I mean, the key here is that it was an experiment, and yeah, I don't see any way I can get it to do any different. I mean, I'm happy to have seen that it doesn't work with my own eyes, and so it's kind of, it's enlightening, but that's kind of what I like doing out here, is I like trying different things and seeing what works and what doesn't work. So my end kind of result is I don't think the 1 meter by 1 meter 100-pound potato is possible. This is 4.5 kilos, just over 9 pounds. So we are way far off from that 100 pounds. But I mean, overall, it was fun trying. It was a lot of work, especially with the earthing up, and I think it took me about an hour in total to get all this dirt out and sift through and try to make sure everything's okay. And as a kind of comparison, I'm going to check the blue bags, and then I'll compare the notes with those, and then you can just kind of see in the same season just with the blue bag. And what I love about the blue bags is you dump them out, and then you kind of sift through the dirt, whereas here you have to kind of dig through it, and then like you see, there are tons of roots from the plants that are growing around it that go into it and make it much more difficult to even get it out. But yeah, so we'll see with the blue bags here in just a sec. So, in the end, from the bag with also a yellow potato, it had 2.8 kilos of potatoes versus 4.5 in the big box. And that's what I mean. It's like, I have a feeling the box had more simply because it had more surface area, so there were more potato plants, but I only had to earth this up once, and then it was basically, the bag was full, and then you're done and you just let it grow. Whereas this one, it kept going and going, and the earthing up really did take some time, especially when you try not to kill the plants or cover it with dirt. So that's why, I mean, I think it's much easier, much better with the bag, because all you do also is you just flip the bag over and dump it out, and then like there are all the potatoes. Whereas in the box you have to dig it out, and like I said before, all of the roots kind of grow and make it much tougher. But overall, don't get me wrong, I know I've kind of sounded negative about this all. I think it's because the disappointment is still kind of there. I was hoping that it would be more, but I mean, it's still, in the end, we've got lots of potatoes to eat, and I think it is kind of easiest just to do it the traditional way. What I like about the traditional way is there you just can pick the potatoes you want right when you want to eat them. But yeah, if you don't have the space and you want to do a bag, then go for it. But like the kind of myth of this potato tower actually being something, I don't think that's there, and so I don't see a reason to do that. But the bag, I mean, you could even do it on a balcony, and then you've got it where you don't normally have the space to do it. This year I did the bags because I kind of ran out of space with the rest of the garden. I had too many things and not enough space. But overall, like I said, I think it was good. It's always good to get out there and garden and experiment with it. So I hope I can get some comments and help trying to figure out what might have gone wrong. Like I said, I'll try it again next year. But I think after that, I'm just going to stick to the traditional and maybe a couple of the blue bags for some special varieties or just a way to mix it up and have something different in the garden. So even though it wasn't as shocking and awesome as I thought it would be, I still hope that we can end on a positive note, that at least there were potatoes. So that's the positive of it. And so, yeah, thanks for watching the video, and come back for the next experiment I figure out what to do in the garden. I'll see you later.